All right. Um, come in, please. Come in. Thank you. Welcome. Please sit down carefully, very carefully. Please sit down. Right. Yes. Thank you for meeting with me today. I'm sure you're aware of what we're here to meet about and discuss. Right. No, I understand that you weren't expecting to meet with me. Well, especially after the incident. Yes. So regarding the incident, well, we have to call it an incident because it's an event where something occurred that we are currently investigating. We're doing a very thorough investigation and report and multiple reports and trying to get as much information feedback. In fact, that's kind of what this partially what this meeting is regarding. So it would be very beneficial for me if you could well, it's not an accident. Accident requires that it involves that there was no premeditated or purposeful cause of what occurred. No, I'm not blaming you. I'm not blaming anyone. We don't know. That's why we are referring to it as an incident. Yeah, there's incident and accident reports, and so it could be either or until after the full investigation has occurred. No, that's not what this meeting is about. I'm not here to assign blame. I'm just here to gather information and get resources and make sure that everything is working correctly and appropriately as far as everything is concerned. Now, I understand that you've had a very busy day and a large shock to your system, and that you had to see everything. And what? Oh, me. Why are you meeting with me? So as a human resources professional, I'm here to help go through your workers' compensation paperwork and everything, and seeing as the state you're in, there's some difficulty in you filling it out. I can understand. So, well, yes, I am the hiring manager, and I'm normally am responsible for the hiring, orientations, and terminations of employment. This is not a termination of employment. This is not. No, you're fine. You're fine. You're going to go on leave, and that's going to be great. But first, you need to fill out some paperwork with me. This is not a termination. Your position is secured. It's safe. It's going to be held for you legally for 12 weeks because of the state requirements. This is not a termination. This is not a termination. You are being recorded for posterity, but that is purely out of our normal policy protocols regarding these kinds of meetings, especially since the person who normally is responsible for workers' comp is unavailable. Right. I am aware that I'm not normally responsible for these kinds of meetings, and so I'm a little out of practice, but that doesn't prevent me from being able to do these duties. I've been trained, I've been thoroughly informed of what to do, and I have all of the official responsibilities and professionalism and the access to all of the records and everything regarding these forms and documents. I am a fully trained human resources professional. I can do that job just as well. It's just normally it's designated to a specific individual. Unfortunately, that individual was with you when the incident occurred. So they're also right before this meeting, I actually had a meeting with Thumb, and we had a humorous interchange about me doing his job while he's out, and it was a great time. Anyway, yeah. So, right, the paperwork. This should be a very short interview. Sorry, no, so, I'm sorry. Again, so used to doing interviews. Should be a very short meeting. Very short meeting. It should be very quick, Just need you to fill out and sign a few documents. That's pretty much all this is. Right. So as you are aware of, we have our workers' compensations that it is provided by the company. Now, this is very different than any disability payment, which is not provided by the company. That is provided from the state. Right. So disability payment and everything that comes in from the state. Workers' comp comes from us. They're two very different things. The workers' comp is an insurance policy. The disability is a state insurance policy, and so you pay actually the state disability. A little bit part of every paycheck actually goes into that. Yes. Right. Yeah. So if you're wondering what that little number of the taxes that are taken out of every paycheck, that actually goes into the state's disability fund. Right. So I'm not at all authorized to fill out any of that paperwork. So if you actually are filing for disability with the state, you need to inform us. And there's a bunch of documents and everything. I will actually email that to you so you can fill that out. So you can have a family member help you fill that out later if you choose to go that route. But workers' comp is something entirely different, and that's what we are dealing with today. In fact, it's kind of really necessary we do that today because you did have to see the doctor directly after the incident, and I wasn't able to have this meeting with you before the very vital, necessary meeting with the doctor regarding everything that happened. So, I'm sure you are well aware of what workers' compensation is and everything. So I just have this one form for you to fill out. It won't take long at all, and it'll be really fast. And if you have any questions and everything, we can go over that later. So I'm just going to hand this to you right now. And you know what? On second thought, looking at you, I should probably just fill this out myself. But you know everything about workers' compensation already, obviously, because you went through our orientation policy and our orientation, our workers' compensation orientation meeting during time of hire, where you got your time of hire pamphlet with the workers' compensation pamphlet and everything and all of that information. So you already know all of this, and so we can just start. You didn't get that. No, you got that. I'm sure you did, because I helped to actually fill out the packets of time of hire, so that we passed those out to everyone that was hired at the time of your hiring. So I'm fully aware that you got that. You got it was about like 8 pages of documents going over what workers' compensation is and how it works and everything. And you had that meeting on your first day. The 20-minute meeting that drones on and on about workers' compensation and why it's important for safety first and all of that. Right? So you remember the safety first part, but you're saying you don't remember anything about workers' compensation? Right, but you got those little that little packet with the time of hire thing, where you could pre-designate a doctor in case of workers' compensation injury, and if there's a particular doctor you want to go into instead of our doctor that takes our workers' compensation insurance. If you had any of this coming to mind? No. Hold on a second. Let me get the paperwork out actually already, and you know what? I will just have you read this over and right, reading. You know what? I'm just going to read this to you, okay? So I'm just going to read you and inform you of all the information regarding workers' compensation that was given to you at your time of hire. I know for certain you were, because you actually, in your orientation packet, you checked off that you received this and you went through that meeting. So I fully have documentation that you have been informed of this. However, if you're unaware or forgotten, or if you're just due to all of the stress and events that have occurred today, you just don't remember if it. You know what? I'm just going to go through your time of hire pamphlet of workers' compensation, and then we can go through that form together. Okay? All right. So, really quick, it's the State Department of Industrial Relations, the Division of Workers' Compensation. This is the time of hire notice. And it just says, this notice or a similar one that has been approved by the administrative director or human resources hiring manager must be given to all newly hired employees in the state. Employers and claims administrators may use the content of this document and put their logos and additional information on it. The content of this notice applies to all industrial injuries that occur on or after this year. Fun fact, we actually do have a lot of things, and this is definitely an industrial injury. Injuries. Anyway, we'll get to that. If you get hurt on the job, not our responsibility. We are not held responsible for the cause of this injury. That is still to be determined based on the full investigation and the report. Your employer is required by law to pay for workers' compensation benefits you could get hurt by. One event at work, examples, hurting your back in a fall, getting burned by a chemical that splashes on your skin, or getting hurt in a car accident while making deliveries, or getting hurt in an explosion due to a manufacturing issue during the assembly line process of wickets. Repeated exposures at work, examples, hurting your hand, back, or other part of your body for doing the same repeated motion, or losing your hearing because of constant loud noise because of the assembly line manufacturing process. Or workplace crime, examples, you get hurt in a store robbery, physically attacked by a happy customer, or because of an explosion that causes a issue with the manufacturing assembly line due to a terrorist attack. I'm not saying that's what happened. I'm just giving you that as another example. Discrimination is illegal. It is illegal under Labor Code Section 132A for your employer to punish or fire you because you file a workers' compensation claim. In fact, kind of really need you to file this actually. Intend to file a workers' compensation claim. In fact, we really encourage you to do that. In fact, that's kind of what I'm here to assist you to do today. Settle a workers' compensation claim. Testify or intend to testify for another injured worker. If it is found that your employer discriminated against you, they may be ordered to return you to your job. Your employer may also be made to pay for lost wages, increased workers' compensation benefits, and costs and expenses set by the state law. So what are the benefits of workers' compensation? Why are we doing all of this process and filling out forms and everything? Well, medical care, paid for by your employer to help you recover from an injury or illness caused by work. Hence why you immediately had to go to the doctor after the incident. Doctor visits, hospital services, physical therapy, lab tests, and x-rays are some of the medical services that may be provided. These services should be necessary to treat your injury. There are limits on some services such as physical and occupational therapy and chiropractic care. Those are not always offered. Temporary disability benefits. Payments if you lose wages because your injury prevents you from doing your usual job while recovering. Again, we're going to talk a bit more about that later. The amount you may get is up to 2/3 of your wages. There are minimum and maximum payment limits set by state law. You will be paid every 2 weeks if you are eligible for most injuries. Payments may not exceed 104 weeks within 5 years from your date of injury. Temporary disability stops when you return to work and when the doctor releases you for work or says your injury has improved as much as it's going to improve. Permanent disability benefits. Payments if you don't recover completely. You will be paid every 2 weeks if you are eligible. There are minimum and maximum weekly payment rates established by state law. The amount of payment is based on your doctor's medical reports, your age, and the occupation. You are not in a great occupation for the permanent disability benefits, so we are very much hoping for a full recovery. Supplemental job displacement benefits. This is a voucher for up to $6,000 that you can use for retraining or skill enhancement at an approved school. Books, tools, licenses, or certification fees or other resources to help you find a new job. You are eligible for this voucher if you have a permanent disability. Your employer does not offer regular, modified, or alternative work within 60 days. After the claims administrator receives a doctor's report saying you have made a maximum medical recovery. Don't worry, we're sure you're going to make a full recovery and you won't need to worry about any of these permanent disability things. But if you do, don't worry. We are very good at finding you supplementary work or supplemental job displacement benefits. We actually have a lot of different positions that are kind of set aside for events like this, though we have never had to actually use them before, supposedly. Return to work supplemental program. Yeah, I don't think we're going to need to worry about that, but just in case, for dates or injuries after January 1st, 2013, you may qualify for additional money from the Division of Workers' Compensation Program known as the Return to Work Supplemental Program. If you receive the Supplemental Job Displacement Voucher, if you have questions or think you qualify, contact the Information Assistance Unit by calling this number or visit the website. And again, you should have all of this, but you know what? I'll give this to you at the end of the day after I make a copy of your workers report, the workers' report of injury and the workers' claim that we're going to do today. Anyway, death benefits. We're not going to worry about that today. That's a little dark, and we're just again, that's going to be in here. You're not going to die. You're not getting terminated. You're not getting fired. Not getting burned any more than you are. So, other benefits. You may file a claim with the Employment Development Department, more commonly known as the EDD, to get state disability benefits when workers' compensation benefits are delayed, denied, or have ended. There are time restrictions, so for more information, you contact your local office of the EDD. Don't contact them. They're the worst department to actually contact. If you don't have to, don't contact them. They put you on hold forever. It's not their fault. There are just so many people calling in for things. The EDD does so much more than just workers' comp, so their phone lines are busy. They really need to hire more people. It's not their fault that they're so impacted, but they can't. It's sort of like the DMV. They just can't get enough workers and everything to really sustain the amount of people that call in. So if you don't have to call in, don't do it. And if you do, just be prepared to wait for a long time. It's not their fault. It's just what it is. Anyway, workers' compensation fraud is a crime. Don't worry, that's not applying for you. Any person who makes causes to be made any knowingly false statement in order to obtain or deny workers' compensation benefits or payments is guilty of a felony. If convicted, the person will have to pay fines up to $150,000 and or serve up to 5 years in jail. That's why we're going to make sure that we have all the qualified and particular information today. That's why I'm working here with you to make sure that we're not violating any of these things. Report your injury to your employer. This is what we're doing now. Tell your supervisor right away, no matter how slight the injury may be. Do not delay. There are time limits. You could lose your right to benefits if your employer does not learn of your injury within 30 days. If your injury or illness is one that develops over time, report it as soon as you learn it was caused by your job. If you cannot report to your employer or don't hear from your claims administrator after you've reported your injury, contact the claims administrator yourself. Very important you do this. Don't wait. Don't think, oh, it's going to get better on its own, especially a back injury or a burn or an explosion injury. These kind of things, very important. You call right away and report to your supervisor and report to normally the person who I'm filling in for. Anyway, you may be able to find the name of your employer's workers' compensation insurer at the website. If no coverage exists or coverage has expired, contact the Division of Labor Standards Enforcement, as all employees must be covered by law. We are covered. We have our supplemental insurance provider and our workers' compensation insured. Don't worry, I'm going to fill all that out and get that out for you. So don't worry about having to look up that information or contact information. I've got you covered. I'm here to help. Yes. Give 2 thumbs up or half a thumbs. Anyway, get emergency treatment if needed. Hence the thing that happened this morning, and I'm glad you don't remember most of that. It was pretty grisly. Anyway, if it's a medical emergency, go to an emergency room right away. Tell the medical provider who treats you that your injury is job related. That's why we had your supervisor drive you out there and help you with all of that. Your employer may tell you where to go for treatment. It's why you had to not go to your regular doctor. You had to go to the specified doctor that we work with that takes our workers' compensation insurance. Well, the workers' comp insurance is very different than your medical insurance. Yes, I know you have your medical insurance through us, but we can't just go to your doctor. We have to actually go to one that will take the workers' comp insurance. Yes, I know we provide you with medical insurance, but the medical insurance that we provide for workers' comp is not the same. They're two different insurance policies. Right, right. And that's why you had to go there and not your regular doctor. Yes. Anyway, there's an emergency telephone number, pretty much 911. Fill out the DWC1 claim form and give it to your employer. That is what we're going to do shortly after this. Your employer must give you a form within 1 working day after learning about your injury and illness. We're not even waiting a day. We're not even waiting till the end of the day. We're doing this right now. So we got that. In either case, you may receive up to $10,000 in employer-paid medical care until your claim is either accepted or denied. Unfortunately, you did kind of exceed that this morning, but don't worry. We'll help out with something else anyway. Yeah. Well, I mean, they had to do a lot, so the doctor said don't look in a mirror until a couple of days. Right. Yeah. Anyway, the claims administrator has up to 90 days to decide whether to accept or deny your claim. Otherwise, your case is presumed payable. Your employer or the claims administrator will send you benefit notices that will advise you of the status of your claim. Don't worry, we never denied a claim. We've never denied an actual claim. We have had a few cases of fraudulent claims, but don't worry, this is not. This is obviously not a fraudulent workers' comp claim. What is a primary treating physician? PTP. The PTP is the doctor who with overall responsibility for treating your injury or illness. He or she may be the doctor you name in writing before you get hurt on the job. We checked your record. You didn't put anything in writing before the incident. A doctor from the medical provider network. That's the one. That's the one you went to. The doctor chosen by your employer during the first 30 days of injury, if your employer does not have an NPN, or the doctor you chose after the first 30 days if your employer does not have an NPN. So, no, we have an NPN. An MPN. It stands for Medical Provider Network. Well, a medical provider network is a select group of healthcare providers who treat injured workers. So what you do is you check with your employer to see if we're in an MPN. And we actually have an MPN stated in this form, actually. And so you go to our MPN doctor unless you pre-designate one of your doctors before getting injured. And to pre-designate one of your doctor, they have to accept that they will take our workers' comp insurance, which most doctors actually won't. I say most. Lots of doctors are particular about the insurances that they will take, and so a lot of them will not take the workers' compensation that we currently provide. Correct. Yes, you're getting it. There we go. So pre-designation. That's the whole pre-designation thing. So that's if you have an injury. We don't need to do all this predestination. You get it. Predestination is that you, before the injury, have assigned a doctor, and it's a whole process that is kind of moot at this point because you've been injured before filling that out. So we're just going to skip that. What if there's a problem? Don't worry. If there's a problem, don't worry. You call us. You call our workers' comp insurance provider. You call the MPN. You can call a bunch of people, and we'll all be there to help. After being on hold for a little bit, but we're all here to help. If there's a problem, if you have any concern, speak up. Talk to someone. Talk to your employer or the claims administrator, which is me right now because not only is the person who did this, but also claims administrator was part of the incident. So you would be talking to me. I am here particularly about your case, handling your claim and to try to solve the problem. It this doesn't work, you get help by trying the following. You contact the Division of Workers' Compensation with information and assistance. There's a bunch of DWC offices. DWC. No, it has nothing to do with DW40. DWC is the Division of Workers' Compensation. Right. So you contact one of their offices. They have a bunch of offices throughout the state, and they'll provide you with all sorts of things and information. And you can consult with an attorney. You don't need to. There's no reason to get lawyers involved in this. Most of this should be pretty simple. But mainly, if you decide to hire an attorney, their fees may be taken out of some of your benefits. So for names of workers' compensation attorneys, you can call the state bar, bar of any state, not of that state. Anyway, your employer may not pay workers' compensation benefits if you get hurt in a voluntary off-duty recreational, social, or athletic activity that is not part of your work-related duties. Don't worry, your situation is obviously very much work-related duties. Yeah, so, and then we have this form. This is the pre-designation form, and so again, all of this, you'll get to take home as a little bedtime reading information for you, so you don't have to worry about that. Anyway, the form, we really need to kind of fill out that form now. So you know of our notice to employees of injuries caused by work, correct? It pretty much has all the things there on the time of hire pamphlet as well. The benefits, the medical care, temporary disability benefits, the permanent disability benefits, supplemental job displacement benefits, death benefits. Again, gets a little dark there. Oh, it's in Spanish as well. So if you care about the atención médica, beneficios por incapacidad temporal, beneficios por incapacidad permanente, beneficio suplementario por desplazamiento de trabajo, beneficios por muerte. I'm really bad with Spanish. My pronunciation's awful. But yeah, so it's there's two languages, and this is posted in our break room. It's also posted in our notice section in the hallway. It's also posted in my office. It's also posted in the office of the person that I'm filling in for today because of the incident. So now I know you went over an accident form already because of the investigation, and so that I know your supervisors already sort of worked with trying to fill out a accident form already. But what I've got here right now is the worker's report of injury. So we're going to fill this out together, okay? Normally I do this digitally, but right now, because of circumstances, we're just going to fill that out right here, right now. So I'm going to fill this out in paper, and then I'm going to fax this over, and then I'll make a photocopy and give you a copy after this. But I'll cut the recording when I make the photocopy, because you don't just want to be here with the camera looking at you and not saying anything and having all that. You don't need that. So yeah, we're just going to fill out this form together, and then I'll dismiss you, and by then hopefully your ride is ready to take you home, and then you'll get a call from me, and we'll go over return to work status, and check your email, because I'll send you a bunch of email things for filing disability with the state. But you don't file disability with us. Again, this is workers' comp. Workers' comp is through us. Disability is through the state. So you're going to want to contact the state with all of that stuff. Okay? Okay. All right. Thank you again for your time. I know you're really tired, kind of in pain, really sleepy. I totally understand. So we're just gonna try and get all this covered right now. Okay. So we're where was I? Right. Yes. Right. So starting here, injured worker. Your first name, please. All right. Middle initial. All right. And last name. Good, strong last name. All right, I do need the last 4 digits of your social security. Yes, I know this is being recorded, but don't worry. This is all an HR document policy for HR purposes, and so is this. It's all confidential. People don't have access to it. And it's just the last 4 digits of your social security, which I could look up later if you want me to. Thank you. All right, date of birth. No, your actual date of birth. That's you're not 5 years old, so that can't be your date of birth. That is the date of birth of someone else. What is your date of birth? If you need me, I can look it up for you. Thank you. And gender. There we go. Legal dependents at time of injury. Do you have any legal dependents? There we go. Dominant hand. Prior to incident. Thank you. Marital status. Okay. Just needed the answers were single, married, and divorced. I didn't need all of that. Telephone number. No, not your work number, your actual home phone telephone. Yeah, please start with the area code. There we go. Okay. No, phone numbers have, you got 3 numbers for the area code, and then you have 7 digits. You gave me 8 digits. Yeah. There we go. Okay, thank you. Email address. Yes, I know I could look this up, but I do kind of want to just verify this now. All right. Mailing address. Yes, with the zip code. All right, thank you. City. Yeah, I know. Okay, I'm just going to put that down. State, one we're in. Zip code. It didn't match the other zip code you gave me. Right. Okay. Check the elect to receive notices and documents from the Industrial Commission by email. I'm just gonna say yes. Yeah. Okay. Good. Job title. Yeah. Manufacturing tech tier 1. Okay. Date hired at employer. I think it should be by employer, but it says at employer. Right, okay. And then employer name. World Wide Wicket Company. There we go. Employer address. Okay. City. State. Zip code. Employer phone number. Supervisor name. This is your direct supervisor, right? Yeah, okay. Supervisor's phone number. Supervisor email address. Okay, workers' compensation insurance carrier. That's the information I will put down. policy number. Let me look up the policy number real quick. Always takes me longer to look this up than it should. There we go. Okay. Policy number. Right. Then base rate of pay rate. No, you should be earning more than that. When was the last time you had a meeting with your supervisor? The employment annual. Oh, I forgot what they're called now. Sorry, just completely left my brain. The employment update evaluation. Sorry, annual evaluation. Employee annual evaluation. When was the last one you had? It should be once a year. Hence the annual part of an annual employment evaluation. When was the last time you had an annual employment evaluation? 3 years ago. Oh no, that's not. That's not what I want to hear. Okay, so I'm gonna make a note to contact your supervisor about that. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna just adjust that here, and because we've got a couple of phone calls that we're gonna have to, and emails, and meetings that we're gonna have to do. Thank you for reporting this. I wish that you had reported it sooner, but you didn't know. So pay is hourly. Other earnings or other explanation of earnings? No. Do you have other employment? Yeah, sorry. Did you have any other employment in the last year? All right, that's what I need to know. Date of injury. Today's date. Time of injury. Lunchtime. Well, before your lunchtime. Well, actually, it's like during my lunch hour, which was really upsetting. For anyway, yeah. So I haven't had. Still have half my lunch left over. Probably so do you. Describe where and how the accident or cause of disability occurred. There's a character limit. So yeah. So just tell me where and how the incident or cause of disability occurred. Mm-hmm. I am sure that was shocking, but I don't think that's necessary for the board. Like how? Like, can you tell me more of like what was happening that led to the events? Not what you were doing before the event happened. Can you tell me more about like what was leading up to the event and the cause? So we're looking more for cause and effect, less just narrative. You walking down the street and then the hallways and stuff. You can eliminate again character limit here. I don't mean characters in the cast. I mean characters in the number of letters that I can write down, because I have to submit this online as well, and so I'm going to fax this. And it's not a huge box, so cause and effect. What caused the incident? I'm not saying you caused the incident. No way is this about blame. Not about blame at all. But I need to write down what caused the incident and the current status and the need to go see the medical examiner and the doctor and the surgeon and all of that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Describe what part or parts of body were injured. Okay. Specificity is helpful here. So can you be more specific than just head, shoulders, knees, and toes? Right. Okay, not that specific without being gruesome. Okay? Okay, I don't need a medical, I kind of just need yeah. Yeah, there we go. You have to specify a side. So is it both sides or left side? That is a lot. You already said that. Right. And the knees and the toes. All right. Did the injury include tooth loss or laceration on or about the face? Well, no, you still have a lovely smile. And I honestly can't tell from your employee photo if that was the status before the incident or not. So did you lose that tooth due to the incident? Thank you. And name of treating physician for the injury. That's the one provided from the MPN. Name of treating clinic hospital for the injury. That's also designated by the MPN because of the workers' comp insurance. And who directed you to the treating physician? That would be employer. Let's see. And I do need you to sign here. No, a verbal signature isn't going to exactly fit. I do need you to take what's left of your hand and sign here. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Just okay. Okay, I'll hold it, and then you just sort of guide my hand for the signature. Okay. Okay. Okay, there we go. All right. And then today's date. Okay, we're good. All right. And then I'll get this filled out, and then we'll have the DW1 form for you to fill out as well. Actually, with this information, I can fill that out for you, so don't worry about that because you filled it. So we're good. Yeah. Please have a wonderful day, and you take care and get well soon. It's very important you get well soon. Yeah, we don't want you out of work any longer than you have to be. So get well soon, and your designated driver should be there in just a few minutes. Yeah. In fact, they should probably already be there. It took a little longer than I expected. They should already be there out the front, ready to drive you home. So you'll get a few multiple emails from me. Make sure that the person who's driving you home is able and willing to check those and answer back and reply back to me. So just keep in touch. Communication is key here. That really is the main thing is communication. If you're not communicating, then we don't know what's going on. So we really need that open communication between you and me to make sure everything works out well. So please keep communicating, stay in touch, and respond back when I reach out. Otherwise, it's just message in a bottle, and I don't know what's going on. So please communicate with us. We really need that to connect. So yeah, stay in touch and get well soon. Get some rest. Absolutely, yes. Yeah, get some rest. Get some sleep. Get some much needed beauty sleep. Yes. All right. Bye. Yeah. Yes. Bye. Yeah. Yeah. Get some sleep. Get well soon.